Back in 2000, a legendary animation movie Shrek was released and gained a massive following due to its uniqueness and unusual storyline. The character of Shrek became deeply entrenched in the hearts of the audience, leading to multiple rewatches of the movie, the purchase of various Shrek-related toys, and the emergence of memes about him. Despite the fact that these memes contradicted the moral of the story, they spread and turned Shrek into a popular subject of humor. Almost instantly, Shrek became a veritable goldmine of jokes, surpassing even the popularity of other cartoon characters. The new generation may not have watched this animation movie, but they are certainly familiar with the jokes and memes that feature Shrek. These memes have transformed Shrek into a funny figure in the public consciousness, although in reality he's a quite melancholic character, and very sad. Since Shrek's first appearance, we have seen him live his happiest life, running and swimming in his swamp, having a romantic dinner with himself, scaring the people who came to kill him, and just having a good time in the toilet. The original idea of Shrek's personality is that he loves himself. He considers himself completely self-sufficient, and at the same time he doesn't experience any dramatic emotions. Shrek was portrayed as a scary character to highlight common societal stereotypes regarding physical appearance. However, he is not as simple as he seems. It is not surprising that he looks scary and dangerous to others, and therefore, instead of talking to him, people either attack or run. No one even tries to enter into a dialogue with him. No one, except for the same outcast of society as he is, a talking donkey. When everyone else was afraid of Shrek, the donkey on the contrary liked him. He saw that all of Shrek's tough threats had nothing to do with reality. He just tried to seem scary, and that's all. But what's the reason why the donkey liked Shrek? At the beginning of their journey to the princess, the donkey says that Shrek got that "I don't care what nobody thinks of me" thing, and he respects that. But the donkey was very wrong about this. No one cared more about the opinion of others than Shrek. Moreover, he is alone in his swamp only because society didn't accept him the way he is. Shrek became an outcast and later simply accepted himself as society perceives him, spending time as an ordinary outcast. But soon Lord Farquaad appears in his life, who sent many different fairy tale creatures into his swamp, those destroying the grace of Shrek's loneliness, forcibly falling into the society that he avoided. So Shrek went to Lord Farquaad, asking him to issue an order to banish the fairy tale creatures, made a deal with the prince, and after this the donkey had a reasonable question. Why, if Shrek's so big and powerful, he didn't lay siege to his fortress and teach him a lesson, but instead he just made a deal, and Shrek responded to it with a legendary phrase about onions, that they both have layers. At that moment he tried to show the donkey that he also had feelings, but the stereotype of an evil and scary monster prevented him from fully opening up. Shrek tries to show himself as an egocentric evil monster who doesn't care about anyone. But in fact, his every action is aimed at the opposite, namely to help others, because Shrek doesn't kill all the fairy tale creatures in his swamp, but tries to help them get away peacefully. He doesn't kill the donkey, although he had many such chances on his way to the princess. Instead, Shrek saves him. In all these moments, the character's true depth is revealed, consisting of riddles, contradictions, and kindness, which emphasizes the main idea of the film: don't judge a book by its cover. The first Shrek film tells us a simple truth that you don't need to change. You need to learn to accept each other as we are. In the second and third film, the idea is different. You need to change for those you love. The main idea of Shrek's personality in the second movie is that he began to change for his wife. Although he doesn't like this whole royal life, he tries for Fiona and even makes them human again, ostensibly to live happily ever after, as it is customary in this fairy tale world. In the third film, a whole kingdom fell on his shoulders, but even this doesn't make him happy, because all he wants is to return back to his swamp. But for the sake of his family, Shrek puts all his desires in the background. Shrek's main idea now is that if he makes others happy, he will be happy, but it turns out that it doesn't work that way. That's why in the fourth part Shrek misses his carefree past, his youth, and of course the swamp even more. Shrek just got fed up with everyone around him. so he grabs every opportunity to be alone with himself. And such an opportunity just turned up. He just sells his family and his loved ones for a carefree day to feel like a strong and angry ogre as before. And he doesn't regret doing that, he just wants to have fun. But until the moment when he finds out that half his loved ones' lives have changed. The donkey struggled to survive. Fiona was haunted. The cat got fat. That's the only reason he saves everyone, returning to his former life, where everyone is happy except him. But if you thought Shrek was selfish, you'd be wrong. As soon as he realized the consequences of his actions, he cried for the first time in 4 movies. In his entire life, Shrek has experienced so much mental trauma, self-loathing, and disappointment in others, that he simply doesn't know what he wants out of his life, even though he has everything: family, friends, wealth, and respect. But the truth of Shrek is revealed right in the first movie, when he tells the donkey about onions. Shrek answers the donkey that ogres are not cakes, ogres are onions, and he made this analogy with onions because of its main trait: onions makes people cry. It suggests that Shrek has so many different feelings layers that if he could show them all, it would be enough to make a person cry. Society has imposed on Shrek that he is a fearful, evil ogre, and now he is simply afraid to show himself real and be rejected after he has found happiness. That is why he has become multi-layered, to show people what they want to. In fact, our essence is one, and certainly doesn't change, and the fact that Shrek showed his multi-layeredness only speaks of his insecurity in front of the world around him, in which he tries to please everyone, completely forgetting about himself. He lacked attention and understanding so much that once he got it, he didn't even know how to react. Shrek couldn't accept his happiness because he believed he was unworthy of it. It was all due to his self-esteem. People had convinced Shrek that he could never be socialized with anyone, and that he didn't deserve happiness. The worst part was that Shrek had started to believe them, turning himself into the monster they had portrayed him to be. He pretended to be someone he didn't want to be, lived in a place he didn't like, forgot about himself for others, and was afraid to express his own desires. And here we saw in front of us not such a fearsome ogre, but a frightened, insecure little boy who protects himself with many layers. And what do you think of Shrek's true nature? I would be glad to hear your thoughts. That's all for now. Hope you like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned.